Hello everybody and welcome to Project Trade. This is the Trading Highlights show and today we are going to be looking at an economic indicator based strategy. We are trading the non-farm payroll data release. We have done an in-depth video on the non-farm payroll which will be linked in the description if you want to know a bit more. But here we'll give a very quick overview. The NFP report is released from the US government's Bureau of Labor Statistics and it is the most watched US employment report. This means that the report impacts heavily on the US economy, its stock indices, the dollar, and its influential enough that it often has a knock-on effect to most of the other world economies and indices too. The basic number it's going to give you is how many total workers joined or left non-farm employment in the previous month. It typically comes out on the first Friday of every month at 8:30 AM Eastern Time. That means if you are trading this report, you're only going to get 12 sessions out of it every year. Those sessions will really have to count if the NFP is all that you're trading. For our strategy, it's important to know from the outset that we'll be executing it on a 15-minute time frame chart. The first thing we're going to do in the strategy is we're going to completely ignore that first candlestick. So those initial 15 minutes after the release will be on the sidelines waiting for our moment. After that first candle, we'll then be waiting for the close of an inside candlestick pattern. Now, an inside candlestick pattern is a 2-candle pattern where the high to low price range of a candle is entirely within the high to low price range of the previous candle. It is engulfed. Oh boy, let's jump to a day in the life of the non-farm payroll on a dollar pair. And first we can just note the release time of the report, which is here visible from its sudden spike in price volatility and this big jump up in volume as well. So after that candle is closed, we are then looking for a 2-candlestick pattern where the candle high to low is inside its previous candle's high to low, which in this instance does in fact occur on the candle immediately after our opening candle. We can see the high and low prices of our yellow inside candlestick there. It is entirely engulfed by the high and low of the previous candle. Now we have our inside candlestick pattern, we can take a look at our entry criteria, which is that when a candle closes above the high or below the low of the inside candle, we will then enter our trade in that direction. So if price closes above the inside candlestick's high, we buy. If it closes below the inside candlestick's low, we sell. Heading back to our inside candlestick pattern from before, we are looking for the next candle that closes outside of that high or low, which is this candle right here that closes beneath the low. As you can see, if I add that little yellow line in, it's not by a lot, but it does close outside the low of the inside candle, meaning that we enter our sell trade and we are in. So is that all we need? Are we ready to give it a try? No, that is laughable, my friends. We will keep our money managed as well so that our sanity stays stable. First off with that, since we're trying to capitalize on the higher volume and volatility of the NFP release, we will have a rule that we must get our entry signal within the first 6 candles. By our on-screen clock, the NFP results will be at 3:30 PM, so the last chance for us to be able to take an entry signal will be at 5 PM, 90 minutes after the open. We'll then set our stop loss at the extreme point of price since the release of the NFP. That means that if we're in a buy trade, the stop loss will be at the lowest low in price of the candles since the NFP results, and for a sell trade it will simply be at the highest high. Then our take profit level will be a mirror of that distance. So it is just at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, but hopefully we've got the direction of the move at that point. To explain that through tennis-based terminology, it should mean that it's advantage us. Since we will have the measure of where exactly our stop loss will be, we can make sure that we set the risk of our initial capital at 0.5% per trade. Naturally, this amount will be matched for the take profit, which will be a 0.5% reward. Seems like a small amount, of course, as 0.5%, but the plan is to end up in multiple trades, so we will be risking more than that amount across the session as a whole. Here's an example of all that in our day in the life where we've mapped out our entry price right there. The orange arrow directs to the candle where we enter the trade. That candle is the open of the 6th candle since the release of the NFP, so all around it is a valid entry into a sell trade. We'll put a yellow ring above the opening candle at its high point, as that is in fact the highest high in price since the NFP release, and so we know that is the price level that we are going to fix our stop loss to. If that stop loss goes, if price reaches that level, we'd suffer a 0.5% loss of capital. But we can see in this example where price runs down to the mirrored take profit level, we would instead gain a 0.5% reward. A perfect day. Wouldn't mind getting a chart looking exactly like that. Also, if any of our trades are still open 1 hour before the end of the day, then we'll be shutting them off. That will be 11 PM by our on-screen clock, and we would fully expect the volatility and volume to be waning right out of the market at that point. That's the strategy, and it's worth noting that the actual jobs numbers that get released from the report are irrelevant to us. We'll scope them out because we're interested anyway, but we are effectively effectively working on the chart's price structure following the release. Last couple bits, as I've said, it will be on a 15-minute time frame we go for, but this could also work on the 5-minute chart if you want something a bit quicker moving. And for our markets, we'll be choosing from the Forex major pairs. That's 7 charts we'll have up, all of the big 7 currencies paired up with the almighty US dollar. Could get risky trading so many US dollar charts at the same time, especially as we are going to allow ourselves entries on all of those charts simultaneously, if the entry signals came that way, true to the system that is. This is why we're keeping the risk at 0.5% per trade, as we could end up in 7 trades, which would total up to 3.5% capital risk on the US dollar. As the NFP only comes around once a month, I do think we've got to treat ourselves to that risk. And we will be journaling our trades so that we can track our progress and cement in writing how good the strategy really is. If it's great, we'll frame it up in our hall of trades. If it's terrible, we'll slap it up on the warning wall. That's all we need apart from our platform, so let's jump in there. Here we are just under 15 minutes before the release of the results, 7th of January 2022. It's first Friday of the month. And we have got all 7 of the US dollar major charts pulled up with the 15-minute time frame set on each of them. Got the CAD and the Swiss franc over here on the left, the yen and the Aussie in the middle, with the euro, the Great British pound and the Kiwi over on the right. Nothing for us to do for at least 30 minutes. We're on here just before the results because we like to be early. Make sure we don't miss it. And we certainly won't be doing anything during the first candle. We will sit on the side and watch it play out. Should be fascinating. Let's check back when we get the numbers come through. Here we go, 5 seconds until the numbers are going to see some volatility when it does hit. It's forecasted 379,000 jobs to be added. You can see the candles flying already. Forecast 379,000. I don't know where they've got that number from, MetaTrader. They get very unusual forecasts for the job numbers. Business News was estimating 422,000 originally. Then after a strong ADP report on Wednesday, they revised that up now to 447,000 is the forecast. Not that the numbers really matter to us. We're just going to sit by it for 15 minutes. And then at 4:45, we'll start looking for the close of any inside candles on these charts. But it's still interesting to see how they come through. That was a miss on the numbers in the end. 199,000 added against the 447,000 expected. Still though, adding 199,000 jobs does bring the unemployment rate down to 3.9%, which in the grand scheme of things is not terrible. As we come to the close of the first candle, just 5 or 10 seconds to go, and then we'll see what we're looking for. We need an inside candle after this. So let's see a high to low inside the candle on. Maybe we don't want all these charts at one go, but we'll take it if it comes. It does look as though we are going to get all 7 charts with an inside candle. Makes sense, I suppose, to see the decrease in volatility. What we're looking for now is a close outside of either the high or the low on these charts. And we'll be entering in, could be in 7 trades here within 45 minutes of the open. We will know that in just under 15 minutes. 10 seconds to go until the end of the candle. We are going to have to wait until the close just to make sure. A couple signals are going to come through for us by the look of it. Let's just wait for it to turn over here. Okay, so nothing on the CAD, nothing on the franc. We do have one on the yen though, so we'll measure out from the close of that candle there to the highest high of the session, and we'll round that up to 19 pips. You can see we'll be entering at 0.17 standard lots, and that is going to be a sell trade against the dollar. This price breaks out beneath there. Didn't get the close above the high on the Aussie dollar there. Did get it on the euro. We can see this close is above there, so that's going to be a buy trade. Again, it's against the dollar. And so we're measuring it to the lowest low up to this part here. It's moved a bit since then, but that is fine. We'll call that 25 pips, 0.5% again, of course. So it's going to be 0.11 lots, and we are going to be buying in. And it didn't get it on the pound and didn't get it on the New Zealand dollar either. They were close. That pound only about a pip shy thereabouts to the high from the last candle. But we've still got until 5 o'clock will be the last time we're able to enter a trade. So there could be more, but for now we are rooting for this yen trade and a euro trade. So we can just set the stop loss and the take profit for these trades. So that'll be 190 points and 190 points. Going to match the take profit with the stop loss. Good bit of distance. It's come through because of where we got in. A little bit back from there, a few minutes into the candle. Has pushed up there, but that's fine. Gives us a bit more room, slightly above the high. And with the euro, that was 25 pips, which is 250 points. So let's marry those up. Can just about see the stop loss again, slightly beneath the low, but that is fine. And if we zoom out, the take profit level seems like a stretch, but at least we've got room both ways. It shouldn't get the stop loss hopefully for a while either without some major volatility. Let's check back in at the end of this candle, see if we've got any new entries. As the close of another candle comes at 4:30, We are going to get some more signals joining us on this anti-dollar campaign. Here we go, close the candle. Nothing on the CAD or the Swiss franc still, but Aussie dollar, that's going to be a buy trade there. Don't know if I like it after this big run up, but we take it on the system. Let's get in before price runs too much. So we need to measure this out right here. And that is 29 pips. So we can do 0.5% risk to that. Is a round up to 0.10 lots. Buying. Already in on the euro. We got the pound US dollar. That's also come with a buy. We've already missed a good chunk of the run up on here. But nevertheless, we measure it out. We're only 30 seconds into the candle. Call that 33 pips. So 0.08 for a buy trade again over here. Buying on the pound dollar. And finally, New Zealand dollar, US dollar coming through. Gotta try and be quick on these before we miss all the move. So 25 pips there. We'll round that one up. 0.5% is 0.11 lots. Once again, a buy trade selling off the US dollar. So let's quickly input these stop losses and take profits as well. So we're all set to go. 290 and 290 on the Aussie. Well, by the time we got in, this time the stop loss is quite a bit higher than there. It's going to be the same on the pound New Zealand dollar. But let's whack that in and see 330, 330 for the pound. Actually, that one worked out pretty prime. That's near spot on there. I like that. And finally, the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Let's see how that ends up. 250 and 250. And pretty spot on there as well. So only the Aussie dollar, US dollar that went awry. Meanwhile, our yen euro trades, they're both going good. We started at $5,553.85. Currently just up ever so slightly, a couple of dollars up. You can see the trades here. So down on the ones we've just entered, but we are up on the ones that have been going. And only two more possible trades if they do want to get in. That's the Canadian dollar and the Swiss franc. They've got to do it in the next two periods at either 4:45 or 5 o'clock. Those are the last chances. Quite a bit of risk going now, 2.5% against the dollar. If a big turn comes, we could suddenly lose quite a lot. But if the push continues, we will be in the money. And looks like we didn't have to rush into these trades. If you look at the Aussie, the pound and the New Zealand dollar, all pulled off from those highs. Could have waited a couple minutes and it would have come nicely back down. It's the benefit of having an automated system, getting in on the dot. It was the stock market open as well at that point, so you do sometimes get volatility. These trades are not looking good for us now as the dollar turns better. Let's see where we're at in 10 minutes time. And it looks as though we are going to get our last two currency pairs, the CAD and the Swiss franc. They are going to be joining us against the dollar with sell trades. Absolutely incredible getting into all 7 currency pairs here. It's the high of the day up there. I'll call that 33 points. It's already running down. Doesn't matter. Could be like the last ones where we missed it, but now they're looking good for us. So 33 pips at 0.5% risk. That is 0.11 standard loss selling off on the CAD. And it's going to be a sale on the Swiss franc as well. Let's measure that out from that high, and that is about 21 pips. So in we go, selling it off at 0.12 standard loss. It means that our visual is going to remain convoluted. Do sometimes like to be able to shut down some of these trades, or shut down some of the charts, I should say, get the charts out of the way so we can have a bit of a better look. But you can see down here we're around about $40 up. Let's just set the stop loss and take profit for our dollar CAD trade here. 33 pips we said, so 330 points each way. Not too bad, quite near the top. And Swiss franc, 21 pips on this one, so that's 210 and 210. And again, pretty close to where we want it to be. So we are in profit. Let's see if we can get into these take profit levels. If we zoom out on the euro, yeah, that's a long way. Let's zoom out to that far out to where we can actually see the levels. Same on the pound. Yeah, pretty far. And one more New Zealand dollar. Let's do that one as well. Yeah, it is going to be a stretch if we are going to get that, but plenty of time left in the afternoon. No new extra entry signal stakes. We can just ride it out with these charts. If the trades are still open at 11 o'clock tonight, just before the end of the day, then we will close them down. But until then, let's just hope they get to those take profit levels, keep on climbing or falling for the ones we're in a sell trade. We don't mind whether it's up or down. We just want the dollar to do pretty poorly this afternoon. And we should zoom in on the euro US dollar here because it is making a beeline for the take profit, and it does. There we go. Look at that. Euro US dollar comes through. So let's bring that up on the history. $27.50. No swap, no commission. That is a very nice start for us. Really good. And we can see all of our other 6 trades. They're in profit as well, each of them, particularly the US dollar, Japanese yen. That was the second one that we got in at 4:15, along with the euro US dollar. Flying really nice for us. So we can get rid of this euro US now. Close that off and bring back up just the 6 charts now, and we'll keep these trades like this. Really nice start. We can see the dollar yen, that's sort of getting close as well. Zoom in on there and we can still see the take profit level because it's reached a nice little low. Hopefully it keeps going. quarter to 6, it had been going quite nice for us, particularly on the yen. You can see how close we got to the take profit in the middle there, only about 3 pips off. Similarly, the US dollar CAD over here on the top left, that was going quite nice as well. All of these trades are turned against us now. The US dollar CAD, that one is still in profit for us, and we see a couple of the others coming back through now as well, but it's not looking as nice for us as it did previously, around about $9 or $10 down. Plenty of room for them to retrace though, still a ways to go, about 18-17 pips there on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar's got a way to go as around about 21 pips. So not worried about stop loss at the moment, but momentum has certainly stalled from the favour of our trade. That's not to say it can't come back though. Just gone 6:30 and it is back to the good for all these trades. We are in the blue again, eyeing up particularly the US dollar, Canadian dollar. This one is getting close to the take profit level. Would be really nice to get that locked in over the next period or two. Things do seem to be taking over nicely for us though. Dollar CAD getting very close indeed. Let's zoom in on this chart. Might be able to get the close-up inspection of it. There it goes. Lovely stuff. Take profit triggered. That is exactly what we want. That is the second trade we've got in the bank. There you see it, 28.85 on this one. Good stuff. What a nice run. We saw the breakthrough. It felt a little bit late. I mean, we should have been in at the start of the candle, and already we lost about 3 or 4 pips getting in down here. That was after the break of the candle there. So really nice run for us. Weak for the dollar, strong for the CAD, and we bank another win. So let's shut that one down, and then there were 5. And look at how close we are now on the US dollar Swiss franc to a third victory. Let's click on there, and we are zoomed in. This has got to be triggering soon. We are a pip past the take profit line. Let's pull up that ask price line, see exactly how close we are. And you can see the difference here. That is about 1 pip off. Keep going, push down. We can get there. Just 1 pipette. There we go. We do get it. Perfect stuff. Really nice. Third victory for us. 4 to go. Let's check the history, see exactly how much we banked. $27.82. Happy to see that. And now we can close down this chart, and we have 4 left now, and we pull them back up. All of them to the good, around about halfway to the take profit, each of them. So it wouldn't be surprised to see some more full wins. 8 o'clock now, and not much movement on any of these trades as of late. You can see all the charts pretty flat over the last hour or so. That's fine, we're still in profit for all of them, but we could do it with one final push against the dollar, just try and get some more take profits triggered. I wouldn't mind that. We've currently got 3 winners, so technically we could still lose out on money here if all 4 of these trades went to the stop loss or ended the session considerably in loss. Well, we'd still lose money. Seems very unlikely at this point. Seems much more likely that we'd get another take profit or 2, but you never know. The dollar yen chart suddenly looking very close. Last few periods has continued a steady run down, and it's over the take profit level. We just got to wait. That's the bid price line, the ask price line. Need that to push there as well. Let's pull the ask price line up. Why not? See exactly how close that is. Yeah, still about a pip away, but it is ever so close. This Japanese yen trade has been incredibly close, a new low again this candle, but it pushes back now, and we are still some ticks away from it, a pip or 2 at least. I think at the low here though, we were only 1 point, maybe 2 away from it, as close as you can possibly get, but still waiting for the trigger. And sadly now it has backed pretty far away from the take profit level. That could have been our chance. We were ever so close. I mean, that low, that is about 1.2 pips beneath the take profit. And you're looking at about 1.2 here. This is incredibly close, about as close as we could be. But we'll see if we get there in the next few periods or so. We've got just over 2 hours left. All these trades are still in profit for us, quite nicely in profit as well. The Aussie and the New Zealand dollar have come back around over the last hour or so. And the pound US dollar continues to push a little bit. So as long as we don't see a super strong dollar come at the end of the week, these trades are still looking pretty nice. Getting ever nearer to take profit levels here. You can see the pound US dollar just had a run up, and you can now see the level up there. Just touched it, needs to go further than that. The dollar yen, that is still riding the take profit level. You cannot see it, but you can see the TP letters over here. It is directly underneath the bid price right now. But the one making the move is the pound US dollar. It is now up by the take profit, not far to go at all. We do trigger the take profit for the Great British Pound US dollar. That's a winner. $26.40 off that. Nice little steady run up. Only a couple pullbacks and didn't even really properly retrace. Just kind of hovered around the air until it chugged up another level. Happy with that, and the 4th win, it does push us into a guaranteed profit now. Even if all 3 of these other trades lost completely, we would still have 1 winning trade above that. That's what we like to see. Hour and a half left to go. And we can close down at this Great British Pound US dollar chart now. That is done for us, all completed. And let's readjust them with the yen over here on the left, the Aussie dollar in the middle, and the New Zealand dollar on the right. All these trades are still looking good. Finally, we do get the Japanese yen to trigger its take profit. Strong push down, really backed away from it at the start of the candle. Didn't think we were going to get there, but as we come into 10 o'clock, the take profit does trigger $27.95 from that one. Another nice run, and that makes it our 5th win. We can close off that chart. All we've got left now are the South Pacific currencies, the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Those ones about $20 up each. They have pulled away from the highs the last couple of periods, but even if they just range for the last hour of the session, we are absolutely fine with that. We have made some solid money already, but let's see if we can tie it off with a little bit more from these. It is almost 11 o'clock, so that does mean in just a few seconds we will be closing down both these trades, the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar. The holdouts, neither of them able to get to the take profit. There's the turnover, so we close them off. Pretty strong though, $17.60 on the Australian dollar US dollar and $15.84 on the New Zealand dollar US dollar. Alrighty, that gives us $171.96 for the session, and so it brings our account balance up to $5,725.81. A strong session. I think we got pretty lucky there. 5 complete trades all the way to the take profit, and 2 that got about that. They got over halfway, about 2/3, but overall, yeah, very satisfied with that session. Couldn't go much better than that. Only if we got those final take profits, so that's the only slight improvement there could have been. I've just pulled up all of the 7 charts once more. Euro US dollar in the top right does look as though we could have got a chunk more out of that, another 0.16%. Not surprised, that was the first to go. Pound US dollar, well, we were out near enough at the top, this whole range right up there. Same with the yen. Dollar Swiss franc, yeah, a bit more out of that, but again, not a lot. Pretty nice where we got out. And the CAD up top here, could have got a bit more out of that, but still not dissatisfied at all with where we took profit. Could have easily reversed out of that area. It was a strong bit of downward momentum. Well done to us though, a successful day's trading here. So I think we'll be back on another day of the non-farm payrolls to give this one another whirl. For now, let's just check out the day's trades over in our trading journal. What a journal it is, 7 trades, 7 winners. Not very often we get to see that, so we are basking in the green. Fields are green, looks pretty nice, and we brought our account balance up to $5,725.81. All in a day's work. The family can eat this weekend, fantastic. And we can go home happy knowing that we did successfully trade the non-farm payrolls. And at least this time, let's see how we do next time though. See if it holds up with a bit more longevity to it. Can't trust it just off one go around. All these trades are on the US dollar after all, so it's not surprising that if you get one profit, you could get them all. We will be back.